Yeah, absolutely. We've really enjoyed our time here with the Barons and living in Oklahoma City the last 4 years. But it's always been a goal of mine to work in the National Hockey League, and when presented with the opportunity, it was wasn't going to say no, that's for sure. But couldn't have gotten that opportunity without the experience that I've gained here in Oklahoma City and working with our group, both on the ice, off the ice, and our business side. It's been a terrific experience, and really thankful for it.
Now, your role as an assistant GM, not a whole lot of people really understand the day-to-day duties of that. What do you know about this job going into it now?
Yeah, a lot of it's going to be on the administrative side of our business, and that's going to be dealing with player contracts, staffing contracts, the CBA, salary cap, different things like that. So we're going to get into the meat of the legal part of it as well up there, and a lot of the day-to-day office stuff as well, seeing some games and things like that. So it's a position where you can really grow at it as well. And being the first year up there, I think we've got a good plan for myself and for where our organization's going, and I'm just excited to start it.
You've been with the Barons organization since day one, 4 seasons now. How has your time here really helped you prepare for that larger role, and what's it going to be like leaving this town?
Well, I think this experience has been unbelievable for me and for my career. Getting to see on a daily basis how our players work and train and deal with our coaching staff, and building those relationships and managing a staff like that and our team has been terrific. We've had wonderful people. It certainly makes your job easier when you work with really good people, which I've been lucky enough to. We've had some good success here as well, and that's something that we're certainly proud of. Going to the playoffs all 4 years. There's only a handful of teams in our league that have been in the playoffs 4 straight years. We're proud to be one of them. We wish we could have brought a Calder Cup over that time, but hopefully we can here in the near future to Oklahoma City and the great fans.
You've had really a firsthand role in the development of a lot of the young Oilers prospects, draft picks, especially this season, more so maybe than in seasons past. Does that give you kind of a unique perspective going up to the big club now? You have a firsthand look of dealing with these players on a day in, day out basis.
Yeah, we've got so many good young players coming through our organization right now. It's neat to be able to say that I've seen them every day, both on and off the ice, on the road, getting to know them, their personalities, their work ethic, things like that. So we've got really good firsthand knowledge on where those players are at in their development phase. So hopefully I can bring some excitement and some knowledge on that part of it to our organization up top, and give them a good idea on where these players fit and project to be in our lineup in the next few years. So we've got a good group of young guys coming in again this year that I'll be disappointed I don't get to see like I normally do for those guys coming in for their rookie years, but we'll certainly be following very closely from Edmonton, as our guys do up there already.
One of the consistencies along with yourself through the 4 years is the head coaching staff, Todd Nelson, Jerry Fleming, Rocky Thompson. What do you think of just their job over the last 4 years, making the playoffs in each of the past 4 seasons with very different circumstances each year?
Yeah, every year we say that we've seen it all, and every year we get thrown something new, and this year was no different. But our staff's done an unbelievable job. I mean, there's one thing that is consistent over the 4 years. It's our staff and our players' willingness to play for those guys night in, night out. Todd has a unique ability of, appearing to be a very, very much so a player's coach, yet at the same time he demands their respect and they give it to him unconditionally. And you see that in the way our guys play, especially in the second half of the year. I mean, the last 2 years we've really come on in the second half of the season, and that doesn't happen unless the players want to play for their coach and the coaching staff as a whole. So we've got a great group. Our guys work so well together. They've always got a unified voice coming out of that coach's office into the locker room, and they preach the same way, they teach the same way, and it makes it a lot easier for our guys to learn and develop, and making sure there's a consistent message throughout our coaching staff. So they do a great job of working with our players on a daily basis. And our trainers do a terrific job as well in preparing our guys and giving them all the tools that they need to succeed as well.
The relationship between Edmonton, who handles all the players, and the on the ice part part of this Barons organization, and then you have Prodigal, who operates the day-to-day and the business side of running a club like this. You've kind of had a foot in each side of that during your time here. What do you think of that relationship, just how it's been for you in your eyes?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, you know, in my position, I have to be able to work closely with the business side and the group at Prodigal, and they've been really easy to deal with. I mean, you look at a group that has put everything they have into this town and into this team, and Bob and his group have certainly done that and spared no expense to do so. You know, I think you look at their commitment to hockey in Oklahoma City, and there's no doubt they have an unbelievable commitment to it. That's been great from our standpoint, from the hockey side and the Oilers standpoint. To have a committed affiliate and partner here in Oklahoma City has just been terrific for us to work with them on a daily basis, and really made it a terrific relationship.
You were pretty instrumental in the Oilers acquiring the Bakersfield Condors to really get a full grasp of the development as a whole for the organization. How important was that in your mind and in the overall management's mind, of that really needing to get all three levels of development under the same control?
Well, I think the more that you can have control of your players and of your development model, the better. You know, we thought that we had a good affiliate in Stockton for sure. Matt Thomas had done a great job with it there with the Thunder, and we had a great relationship with them. But then moving our interest over to Bakersfield and subsequently acquiring the team in January, we just thought it was important for us. You know, when you look at the landscape of the NHL, it is so important to draft and develop, and I think the perception is going away that the ECHL is no man's land and a place where you go to die. It's actually a place where you go to develop and become an American League player, and then from there you become a National Hockey League player. So we thought it was really important to have our hand on that full time. We've got a great staff there already with Troy Mann as the head coach. And they've done a terrific job. You look at the way the team's playing right now. They're not overly skilled. They're not loaded for bear, that's for sure, but they've got a great team-first mentality. The players have gotten better throughout the year. You saw the rough start they had, but Troy really turned that team around, and the players bought in. And each one of our guys that are down there, along with all the guys that aren't technically contracted to the Oilers or Barons, have gotten better throughout the season. And that's what you want to see from a development side. And so we've been able to accomplish that, and I think we'll do even more of that next year.
Now you look up to Edmonton, a team that hasn't made the playoffs in several seasons, a very frustrated fan base, obviously, but a lot of young players coming up through the system, a lot of high draft picks in recent years. What's your outlook on what's to come in the coming years for the Oilers?
Well, I'm very optimistic on what's to come. I mean, we've obviously had a few lean years, leaner than we wanted them to be, that's for sure. You know, the players take it hard, the coaching staff, the managers, everybody takes that very hard, and it's unacceptable in our minds. We have to get better. We know that we've got a talented group, but there are a lot of other talented teams out in the NHL as well, and they're all fighting for those playoff spots. So we've got to get better. We've got a plan to get better. And a lot of that revolves around draft and development. And you look at a player like Oscar Clefbaum that came in this year and spent probably 2/3 of his season in Oklahoma City, and then took the ball and ran with it at the end of the year in Edmonton and looked very good. Martin Marincin, another guy, spent half the year here in Oklahoma City after his rookie year, and really had a great finish to the season in Edmonton. So we've got a lot of prospects coming. The cupboard is not bare by any stretch, especially on the back end. We've got a lot of good young players there. And a little bit of that takes time, and sometimes, you know, you want to accelerate the process, but you can stub your toe in doing so if you try and do it too quickly. But we think we've got a lot of young, talented players coming that have the right attitude, the right work ethic, that are going to be difference makers in the NHL in the near future.
All right. Well, Bill, congratulations on the new job, and best of luck when you get up to Edmonton.
Thank you very much.